Narito ang makabuluhan at siksik na talakayan. Ang programang may puso at kapupulutan ng aral. Ukol sa seguridad at kaligtasan. Umaksyon, maging alerto. Anghel, Guardia.
Blaze Records. Easy.
Isang masaya, mapayapa at ligtas na araw Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao.
Huwag ka na malungkot, andito na ako. Pupunasan ko ang luha sa mga mata mo. Di ka na magdurusa pagkat ako magsisilbi sa'yo.
Binabati natin ang lahat ng mga Pinoy all over the world mula sa Amerika, mula sa Europa,
ngumiti ka lang
UAE, Qatar,
lahat ng iyong
at
hirap
saka
at masakit ay merong sagot.
ating
Sa
kakwatihan,
madilim mong mundo
tundaluhan,
na nababalo,
kapulisan,
bubuksan ko yan at
kaakibat sa public
bibigyan ko ng
safety,
liwanag.
peace and
Magtiwala
order,
ka
mga
lang
empleyado
at
ng
huwag kang
pamahalaan,
mapagyabang.
mga ordinaryong
Andito
manggagawa,
ako,
may
handa
kapansanan
kitang
ka man o
ipaglaban.
wala,
Kahit anong
ang
mangyari,
ating mga
di kita
kabataan
iiwan.
o ang ating mga tinatawag millennial. Mula po sa amin dito sa programa Anghel de la Guardia, programang para sa Guardiang Pilipino, karapatan ng mga manggagawang tagaligtas at lahat ng manggagawang Pilipino ukol sa kaligtasan at kagaan.
Di ka na magdurusa pagkat ako magsisilbi sa iyong
the
Anghel de la
national
Guardia.
security community,
Hindi
whole of
ako si
government and whole of
Superman.
society
Ako'y
working
normal na
together
tao
Right.
lang. Handa makinig
para
ako
ayusin
mong
yung
sandalan.
intergenerational
Kaibigan
problem na yan.
kita,
Si
pero
Chairman
sa
mismo
kabilang
nagtatanong
bandang
to see
pero mahal
ginagawa
mo
ng
rin
mga
siya.
tropa
Hindi
ng
ako naghahangad
dato
na
na
mahalin mo
mag-check
rin
ng mga
ako.
drivers,
Pero sana mapansin
lalong-lalo
mo
na yung
ang
mga babiyahe
pagtingin
na
ko
malayo.
sa'yo. Kahit ang turing mo sa
Ako
akin
po ang
ay
inyong
isang
lingkod,
Anghel de la
Mike
Guardia.
Guardia,
Ayos lang
datuin,
basta alam kong
nagbabalita,
masaya ka.
naghahayag at
Huwag ka
naglilingkod
na
para sa
malungkot,
kaligtasan
andito
at
na
kapayapaan
ako.
ng
Pupunasan
bawat
ko ang luha sa
mamamayan.
mga mata mo. Di ka na magdurusa pagkat ako magsisilbi sa iyong Anghel de la Guardia. Huwag ka na malungkot, andito na ako. Pupunasan ko ang luha sa mga mata mo. Di ka na magdurusa pagkat ako magsisilbi sa iyong Anghel de la Guardia. Huwag ka na malungkot, andito na ako. Pupunasan ko ang luha sa mga mata mo. Di ka na magdurusa pagkat ako magsisilbi sa iyong Anghel de la Guardia. Huwag ka na malungkot, andito na ako. Pupunasan ko ang luha sa mga mata mo. Di ka na magdurusa pagkat ako magsisilbi sa iyong Anghel de la Guardia.
Seguridad at kaligtasan ay responsibilidad ng bawat mamamayan. Mapasaan ka man, lakasan ang loob at magtiwala dahil lahat tayo ay may Anghel de la Guardia.
Hello, magandang araw po. Ako po si Congressman Mike Aglipay ng Diwa Party List. Ako po ay nag-imbita sa inyo na manood ng Anghel la Guardia sa DWDD tuwing Sabado mula alas 3 hanggang 5 ng hapon. Maraming salamat po.
Ako po si Bong Lebriha, ang head ng EDSA Special Traffic and Transport Zone ng MMDA. Kayo po ay nakikinig sa Anghel de la Guardia ni Mike Datuing. Samahan niyo po kami.
Kayo po ay nakikinig sa palatuntunan ni Mike de la Guardia Datuin sa DWDD Armed Forces Radio.
Kayo po ay nakikinig sa Anghel de la Guardia sa DWDD.
Go! Okay, good evening and good morning and good afternoon to everyone that's listening in our radio program. This is Mike Guardia Datuin, isang masaya, mapayapa at ligtas na araw sa lahat ng ating mga taga-subaybay ng programa Anghel de la Guardia, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Dito sa La Guardia News Online FB page and at DWDD 1134 kHz AM radio via at Katropa DWDD CRS VR TV. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa atin ng La Guardia News, tanod ng malayang Pilipino. Binabati po natin ang lahat ng mga Pinoys all over the world mula sa Amerika, Europa, Middle East, at sa lahat ng bahagi ng Asya. Binabati rin natin ang lahat ng ating mga kagwardiyahan, kasundaluhan, kapulisan, kaakibat sa public safety, peace and order, mga empleyado ng pamahalaan at mga pribadong kumpanya, mga ordinaryong manggagawang may kapansanan man o wala, mga kababaihan at ang mga kabataan at ang kani-kanilang mga pamilya at mga mahal sa buhay, lalo ang lahat na may mga kamag-anak na naiwan malayo sa kani-kanilang pinagtatrabahuan. Higit sa lahat ay ang ating sambayan ng Pilipino saan ka man dito sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Mula po sa amin dito sa programang Anghel de la Guardia, ang programang para sa Guardiang Pilipino, karapatan ng mga manggagawang tagaligtas at lahat ng mga manggagawang Pilipino ukol sa kaligtasan at kahandaan. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Mike Laguardia, datuin, nagbabalita, naghahayag at naglilingkod para sa kaligtasan at kapayapaan ng bawat mamamayan. We are at Psalm 101. Inaayahan po natin ang lahat na sumubaybay. Kasama po namin ni Christopher Ward Jr. Sumali sa usapan, magkomento, magbigay ng reaksyon, and write your opinions, comments, and suggestions sa pamamagitan ng pag-type right into the comment space here at our Facebook page, La Guardia News Online. And if you've missed this program, you can also watch this at Katropa DWDCRS VRTV page or at the Mike LaGuardia the Twin FB page from every Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Huwag niyo pong kalimutan i-like and share and ang ating pong live broadcast ngayon to your friends and friends timeline. Review us at Katropa DWDD CRS VRTV or La Guardia News Online FB page if you've missed this live program. Okay. Who is, let me call on our friend here, Christopher Ward. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the program again. We're back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and good evening and to you in the Philippines, correct? Good evening, right? Yeah, good morning here.
Good morning there, good evening here, and good afternoon to the rest of the country and the world.
everyone. Hello.
We're covering everyone. See, there's something good that came out of COVID. This is being able to come together regardless of where you are in the world by using the internet.
Yeah, thank God for technology, right?
Thank God for technology.
Yeah. Get to see your face every day now, every Friday.
Oh yeah. We now have our weekly activity, just like my brothers and my sisters. So we have our weekly thing. So now we have our weekly thing too.
Yes. Oh, and before we start, I have to make sure because I didn't do it last week. Hello, before I get in trouble. Hello, good morning to Uncle Tito's, and Tita Lulu as well. Okay, I don't want to get in trouble with Tita Lulu. So, hi, hello. We miss you all, and hopefully you enjoy today's program as we talk more about Psalm 101.
Hi, Uncle Titos and Tita Lulu. And of course to Mama Linda, Erlinda Granados, the twin. She always listens and views our program.
Love. Hi, Mama.
Okay. Before I forget, to my mom, of course, Anna Marie, the twin, who's also listening and watching us, most probably. And the rest of the family, everybody's watching. Might as well say all of them, just in case, because I'm pretty sure they're all viewing this. Okay, a brief backgrounder of our program. Our program, Chris and I, have worked to give you Psalm 101. Psalm 101 is achieving your leadership potential in today's society through professionalism, service, attitude, leadership, and management. course, we walk through a verse. We hold through a verse which speaks for everyone. This is the Psalm 101 2-3, verses 2 to 3. I walk with integrity of heart within my house. I will not set before my eyes anything that is worthless. I hate the work of those who fall away. It shall not cling to me. This program is anchored on these particular principles. So the when we started our program, for those who just viewed this program, we started this by identifying the five principles, or the five letters, or the five core principles of this Psalm 101, and that is professionalism, service, attitude, leadership, and management. Now we are the third episode. This is our third episode, right, Chris?
Yes, third episode, and excited for more.
On our third episode, we started with professionalism, and professionalism ended up having eight characteristics. And from those eight characteristics, while defining professionalism, we were able to cover for the past 3 days, well, 2 days, the two episodes, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the eight characteristics of professionalism: competence, knowledge, conscientiousness, and integrity. We were able to talk about so many things about integrity, and we just about wrapped up our topic about integrity, and it was so good. I learned a lot. How about you, Chris?
I learned a ton, not just about what integrity looks like from my viewpoint, but integrity looks like from a community standpoint, right? And sometimes we don't view from that. When we need to focus on that sometimes a little bit more, on how your integrity influences someone else's integrity. And I think that's a very powerful vision, right? That we can all create when we focus on integrity. So you brought up some great stories, and I'm thankful for it because I learned a lot.
Yeah, because while discussing about integrity, it gave me so many memories that what made me who I am today. Well, hold on to your horse. I'm not trying to say I'm very good with integrity. It's just those things that what made me understand even more what integrity should be, and what integrity has to be, and should has to be. Because if we did not learn from our past, or do not learn from our experiences, just like what we're sharing here tonight, what we're sharing every night in this program is experiences, uh, uh, attained knowledge on church, on friends, on family, on people that mentor us, on people that showed us what leadership is, on people that showed us things that define the five letters of this Psalm 101. And we wouldn't really be able to get insight from that and share to you what we can if we do not believe in a being greater than ourselves, which is our God. And with that, this is the reason why we're being guided by the verse in the Bible. We're not trying to preach a religion to any one of you. We're just trying to be who man of what a man of principle, what a man of integrity has to be, and and learning from these characteristics really brought back so many inspirational situations in my past. I'm pretty sure with you too, Chris.
Definitely. What you just shared right there was so important that going it's beyond you, right? It's not just about you, it's about the source.
Exactly.
And man, woman, child, if you're listening right now, it's the we are all born with a moral compass. You may not know that, but we are. We are all born with a moral compass. Now, it is the wisdom that we have to embrace to be able to use that moral compass to create that professionalism that we're speaking of. We were speaking of in the last couple of episodes, and that's a work in progress. So it's not about perfectionism. It's really about honesty, transparency, and vulnerability so that it can be used and refined so that you can have wisdom to make better decisions, not only for yourself, but for the things that you care about the most, which should be life, family, and community. Right. And of course, God at the center of it all. But that's just for us. That's how we view it. But for you, you have to find out where you get that source from. Where's that source of moral compass come from? Because we're all born with it.
I was just reading through some of what we learned last week, and moving forward, we have to cover one, two, three, four more, and on these four, probably we can, if we could, talk about all of these four, of course, one at a time. We could be able to now move to our guests next week. And boy, am I excited! I already talked to Colonel Bong Nebriha, the
Awesome.
guy that you
Yes.
worked with,
Yes.
and he can't wait to be on board. And there are other people in position of leadership,
Mhm.
position of mentoring, position of legacy building that wishes to join us and talk about Psalm 101. And I just can't. I just can't wait to get them all on board. I'm pretty sure you have some guys too that you have with you that you wanted to get on board the program, right?
Hey, I have some people I can think of right now that would really speak about that leadership
I know who you're
experience.
thinking. I know who you're thinking about.
Who? Who?
I can guess one.
Guess one.
Uncle
Who?
Tito's.
Definitely Uncle Tito's. Yeah, be ready, please, Uncle Tito's, and you're always ready. So I know you have a lot to share, but a lot of wisdom. And whenever he speaks, there's a ton of wisdom that comes from
No,
his thoughts. So
right. No, I was listening. I was listening. That's true. I believe you. Picking it up from what Chris was saying, I can vouch for it because I also know Uncle Tito's. He's our uncle, so it's kind of literally he's our uncle. Uncle Tito's is my mom's brother, and right after my dad, um, um, he's one of the people that gotten close with Chris, and have known Chris uh, of whom Chris have known for quite a long time. And I have another one. You wrote about him. The other one is a birthday celebrant. Would you know
Hmm.
who that is?
I guess I can talk about this guy. I guess I can talk about this guy. I mean, talk about integrity, talk about being optimistic, right? Caring for people, loving people. Uh, yeah, Mark Tatuin, that guy. First, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. But
Our birthday, bro.
he's the epitome of the leadership. He leads from his genius, as someone may say, and his passion for people and progress. You want that in your leaders. You want your leaders to fight for you, to push you to growth, but also have the gentleness to be able to help you when you maybe are discouraged. And I've seen him do that over the years, not only with kids, but I've seen him do that with grown men that don't even believe in themselves, right? And he'll. I mean, it could be a storm outside. It could be a tornado outside. And here's Mark. Hey, you can make it through that storm. Whatever you have in your house, you can make it through that storm. And it's not fabricated. It's not something that's fluff. He truly believes in the potential of people and what they can accomplish. And so that's somebody we definitely would have to have on this show to talk about leadership, because he does it every single day. And he may not even know he does it. So very thankful for his life.
We're now having some comments coming in, and those comments are kind of, mom said, he's your dad's brother. Okay, thanks, mom, for reminding me. And someone wants to say hi. Feli Real.
Hi.
Feli Real wants to say hi. She says, good evening, Sir Mike Laguardia the Tuin. Good po, Mr. Chris Ward.
Hi, Ate. How are you?
She loves it whenever you say Ate Feli to her.
Yeah, Ate Feli. Yes. Yes. So glad that you're here. So glad that you're here. You are a blessing. Thank you for being here with us.
Hi, Ate Feli. And talking about the people that you were saying, and we were talking about, um, uh, there's more into professionalism that we failed to talk about and see and share. Probably it's about time that we tell our listeners what they are. Um, Technically, it says here in my research that the number five, the fifth characteristic of professionalism is respect. And
Mhm.
while you were talking about the people that we were talking about, there's one characteristic that I saw, that was that I heard, that both of us were talking about, and this was respect. It says here, professionalism means being a role model for politeness and good
Mm.
manners to
Mm.
everyone, not just those you need to impress. What's more, you show that you truly respect other people by taking their needs into account and by helping to uphold their rights. And perfectly, yeah, this augmented my belief and my understanding of what you wrote in Mark's uh, to Mark, as a greeting, as a testimony on of his um of his professionalism. You know, Chris, in the next couple of months or so, uh, it's around the corner. Our country, the Philippines, will be going into an election mode,
Oh,
because
wow.
it will be, yeah, we'll be having our elections again, and I think I think, if I'm not mistaken, the presidential election, that's the presidential election,
Okay.
senatorial and congressional and party list. They're all congressional, and mayoral and councilors will all be running again for office,
Mm.
and for the whole country. And this word, really, this characteristic is just about time for that.
Sure.
It says here, to everyone, not just those you need to impress. Professionalism means being a role model. COVID made us realize who our politicians are.
Mm.
All right. Do you agree with that?
I do agree, for sure.
And we were able to see who really cares and who runs when crunch time starts happening. Um, the police force, um, you also see the kind of character they have and how they react and how they affect what needs to be affected. And for some countries, I was able to observe, since we are an international program, where this is not the localized Philippine program and just U.S. program. We're
Oh wow.
broadcasting via online, and as I said a while ago, greetings to all Filipinos in Europe, in Asia, in the U.S., the Americas, and we saw how other countries treat their people
Hmm.
without respect,
Hmm.
vis-a-vis how the government
Hmm.
treated the people and how the people treated the government.
Hmm.
I was kind of afraid that it would lead to, the things that you watch in the movies. Suddenly started to go to chaos, anarchy, and whatever. Because
Hmm.
um, I was kind of predicting that a bad thing will really, really happen, and everything will turn around. Of course, keeping our faith that everything would get better. But then again, while you're in that particular situation, how could you know? It was scary because these characters were not present.
For sure. I agree. I agree. It's I mean, if you think about it, right? What's inside of you, what you've been working on for so long, when it's tested by the fire, it will always refine to what's inside. And if we're talking about our verse of I will walk with integrity of heart within my house, how you're walking within your house will eventually show up in the public, right? You can only which is this term that I dislike the most. You can only fake it until you make it for so long.
I said that this morning. I said that this morning, and in our family thing, and the reason why, I agree with you, because one of the verses on what I gone through in life, um, that's one of the quotes that those are one of the slogans that we have. You fake it till you make it. If you really can't do it, you fake it till you make it. Because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, you're trying to drag yourself. All you have to do is drag yourself to where you need to be,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
everything else will follow.
Hmm.
Your how you fight for to be a better person
Hmm.
is not easy.
Hmm.
It's not easy. Yesterday I was watching this movie. It's called Blue Water Magic or something. It's
Okay.
about this orphanage
Okay.
that didn't have any where they had so many Cabo San Lucas. That's where they are. This is a true story.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Hogan's something orphanage. It's in Netflix. Um, um, this Papa something. That's what they call him. Is a former was an orphan,
Okay.
and struggled the streets and survived the streets.
Okay. So been through it and now it's out of the streets.
And being out of the streets, being with this beautiful woman that made a home, and the
Hmm.
home became an orphanage. They try to save kids in the streets and bring it in their orphanage, but their orphanage is being sponsored, or being funded by foundations, NGOs,
Hmm.
and it came to a point that they were running out. You know, and the bank was going after them. I think he owed some sort of like $120,000,
Wow.
just so he could be able to continue. And this guy went is near the shore, the beach, and there's this competition that if they can wheel in a blue marlin,
Okay.
uh, they win the biggest blue marlin and the heaviest blue marlin that they can get. They win $1 million.
Wow.
But at that time there was a storm, and all of the money that they almost canceled the activity. So what happened was they, for some reason, they were partnered with this mean former fisherman, that former champion of that particular competition. But he was so mean. He's really an old, uh, you know, those type.
Uh-huh. Bitter.
The,
Please bitter. Yep.
and eventually they struggle. They things the competition tested their wit,
Mm.
tested their character,
Mm-hmm.
made them reminded by what sacrifices they need to do in order to be men of integrity. Not losing faith, still keeping the promise by not
Mm.
giving in to small temptations. There were times that his former friends from the street, because they watched him, they saw him in the TV, tried to ask him if he wants to go back to
To the
running
lifestyle.
drugs again. You know, like being a courier or something,
Mm-hmm.
because they know that he needed cash, and he resisted it. There was a time that they were conned, and they were sort of almost had to cheat in order
Yeah.
to win,
Yeah.
and he didn't give in. But all of these were really a struggle for that person. You see, it's not easy to be a better person,
For sure.
and working yourself to be one is a constant challenge, constant bombardment of temptations. Old people, the past keeps on creeping back on you. And
Yes. Keeps calling you. Keeps calling
yeah,
you.
you know, from familiar with that phrase in Godfather. Just when I'm trying to get out, they pull me
Pulls
back
me
in,
back in. Yep. Exactly.
and it's
Exactly.
exactly true. And this is the reason why that we have to um, constantly try to be there, earn the polite the and earn the respect, and be role models of our of our generation. It's not easy. And if you
Mm-hmm.
need to fake it till you make it, by all means, bro. Whatever means necessary, if you whatever you need to do it. Because as it says here, in respect, professionalism means being a role model for politeness and good manners. Oh, I'm way off. I haven't. I barely scratched uh the front of it. I'm just learning by crumbs.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy. And probably the word of encouragement from this characteristic, probably from my end, would be, just don't stop trying. People will discourage you.
You're
I
right.
wanted to I wanted to say a bad word, because that's how bad people really want to test you. But they will always be there. They will always be the constant better person will always be there. the con-
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I'm listening. I'm listening. You're going. Yeah. Go ahead. You got to keep going, man. I hear you.
no, I was just because I don't want to say all of these words, and talk about all of the characteristics, and just lip service. I can say good things. I can make you believe on something, but my principle is, unless I believe it, I don't have that moral ascendancy to share it, because I
Yeah.
don't believe it. But just to earn viewers or whatnot, um, I'll try to sell you lies. I can't. I can't do that. Um, w- I wish for everyone to see it,
Mm-hmm.
and as it is, and not promise um, a bed of roses, because it isn't. Change is not a bed of roses. It's a constant bed of thorns, because you choose to be better, it's not often comfortable.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready. You have to really dig in, get dirty, just to be a
and,
better person.
and go through the storm, right? You just shared a
Yeah,
story that talked about going through the storm and things not
yeah,
working out that in its perfection. And that's why I always challenge the motto, the statement, fake it till you make it. And my take on it is live it until you believe it.
exactly.
Live
You
it
know,
until you believe it.
right, right. It says in number 6, emotional intelligence.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
things are starting to mold together. Uh, Emotional intelligence. It says here, to be a true professional, you need to stay professional, even under pressures. Just like what yours, what we're agreeing on. This takes strategies for managing your emotions,
for
plus
sure.
a clear awareness of other people's feelings.
For sure.
In short, emotional intelligence is essential.
Hmm.
Sometimes professionalism means keeping your emotions in check, but at other times, it's important to express your feelings in order to have meaningful conversations or to stand up for what you believe in. Brother, it's all you. Lead us, lead us into the light.
I appreciate the handoff. Yes. So emotional intelligence, right? First, let me say this. If you're listening to this right now, before you even tap into this, you have to understand that we have to understand to respect the process. There are no shortcuts to the success line when we're trying to become great leaders, right? When we want to become great leaders, there is no shortcut. It is first respecting the process. And then number 2, tapping into that emotional intelligence is very important. So the first sign that you want to look for is self-awareness, right? If you don't know you, how do you know your own leadership style, right? How can you lead others when you don't know how to lead yourself, right? And that is critical. First stage of emotional intelligence is knowing my emotional triggers, knowing my environmental triggers. I know if I go around a certain type of person, it's going to bring this type of emotion, feeling out around me. And if I'm always surrounding myself with that person and that emotion and feeling is negative, it's going to overwhelm me. So I need to be around people where the emotion, the feelings that I want or I desire to have are now being put into practice, right? It's kind of like the dog you feed the most is the dog that gets bigger and the dog that you see, right? Right? It's as simple as that. Whatever you want to
That
feed
wolf,
yourself, the wolf,
the wolf,
yes.
the wolf that you feed the most.
Yeah, I try to stay away from the wolves, man. I keep the dogs in my house. I keep the dogs in my house, man. Yeah, man. So it's very important to know your emotional triggers, your environmental triggers. The people you surround yourself around are very important because it will bring and you will practice. See, practice doesn't create perfection. Practice creates preparation. So the more you practice around the people that bring out the positiveness.
You say that again?
So practice does not create perfection. Practice creates preparation.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I teach and educate the youth on. They believe they have to be perfect, and it's like, no, there's not one person in this world that's perfect. But those who are more prepared have a better opportunity to be aware of how they're going to respond to situations that are tough, right? How you're going to respond. So,
Agree.
that emotion, that self-awareness is so important. And then number 2, that self-awareness, when you have it, it leads into something that's, I think, probably was one of my hardest parts was self-management,
Ooh,
right? This is probably the hardest of all the emotional intelligence areas because you have to say no to yourself,
that's a
right?
hard one.
That's very
Yeah.
difficult. And you have to create boundaries.
Whew.
So let me speak to all the people who
That's when everything starts to get tricky.
this is the tricky part. right? So I'm going to break this down for a couple of people. If you are a people pleaser, and this is the definition of a people pleaser, every time someone asks you something, you just say yes without even thinking about yourself or others. You just say yes. Or you just go along with what the person is asking you to do. So if you're a people pleaser, it's going to be very hard for you to self-manage. Why? Because there's no boundaries. It is very powerful. The word no, or the word not right now, is a very powerful word because it creates a boundary for you to process and to think.
Especially when you're the kind of person that wants attention.
See, now, listen, go ahead. You preaching now, right? When you want attention, it's very easy for you to just say yes to anything because that attention, you're feeding the lack of attention that you're getting. But if you are more self-aware of how you receive things, meaning how you get energy, right? How you receive energy, you'll know that you shouldn't say yes to everything. You should say no to good things and yes to great things. No to good things and yes to great things.
Ronald Abad, are you listening? I know you're hearing this. He's a director of TV and movies and some programs, and he's now part of the safety industry in the entertainment industry.
Oh, wow.
There's just recently, because of the death of Eddie Garcia, one of the great actors here in the Philippines, they started to create that safety environment in the workplace, in making movies, making TV programs, and I'm sure his real name is Direct Ronald Abad, and I know you're listening. Ate Feli, huh? You're hearing this, huh? See, it's hard to keep on pleasing people because you become a people pleaser. You have to
Yeah.
stand your ground. You have to create boundaries. Go ahead, Chris.
Yes. Hello to everyone. Yes, creating those boundaries are so important but you can only practice that in your house. Practice first in your house with yourself, knowing your triggers, knowing what brings the best out of you and what brings the worst out of you. And being able to say no to those things is not it's not very easy. So you have to surround yourself with people that
It's
are going to hold.
tricky.
Very tricky.
It's
That's why,
cunning and baffling.
yeah, that's why you need accountable people in your life. People who are going to be accountable and hold
Checks
you
you.
accountable. Hold you accountable. Yeah, it checks you in place, right? And so that is
Yeah,
the
I
best.
know a person. I
Oh, do
know
you?
a person like that.
Oh yeah, who?
Yeah. Yeah, she's close to you, brother.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I woke up to her this
And
morning.
what's the boundary?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And these really are when we talk about people. You have to surround people, be surrounded by people like that, because uh, it's a mirror game. There are some things that you do that you're not very aware of, and you start crossing boundaries. And everybody needs someone that can tell you in your face that you're doing something wrong.
It's called love.
You know, what do you call it?
Love.
So it's spelled Love, brothers and sisters. So
Mhm.
that's what it is. True love,
True
by
love.
the way, true love.
Mhm.
Um, if you're brave enough to do that, it means you care. If you're not brave enough to do that, then you better find some other friends.
It's gonna be a tough life.
Seriously, right? I
Yeah.
mean, because that's where the people pleasing comes along. In my younger days, I think our this program will start creating stories from my younger days.
I want to hear them. I want to hear them. Let's go. I know the people
And
want to hear them too. So
in my younger days, I got into fraternity because I wanted to keep on pleasing people. I
mm,
wanted the crowd, the thing, the attention, the respect in how I see respect. You get to command everything. You get to be the boss. You get to be the man, the big man.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes environment plays a big role in that kind of pressure.
For sure.
I'm not saying to be in a third world is kind of a bad place to really learn how respect is, because I've seen many people in third world earned respect and become respectable people growing up in bad places. I with the story that I just gave you, Cabo San Lucas, in the slums of or the bad neighborhoods of Cabo San Lucas. I never knew that Cabo San Lucas had those bad neighborhoods.
Mm.
But when I was watching the movie and seeing it as a as a true story makes me understand more. That's why you need to understand your geography and your and other countries as well, because not bad places are bad people. You know, so you have to really see them because they're also struggling and they're also trying to fight what the hard game. And I have a question. Something
Yeah.
just came into mind.
Okay.
How do you find good friends in a bad place?
Wow, that's a really, really great question. That's not a good
Right?
question. That's a great question.
Right? How do you play a card when you have been dealt with a bad hand?
Mm,
Oh,
mm,
oh,
mm.
wow, jeez. These are, these are the good stuff. And I remember Dad. I remember Dad while he's struggling, while he was uh well, Armand the Twin.
Mm-hmm.
That's our legacy man.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually the star of this show for whatever reason. Is the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I wanted to do this, and I think it's also the reason why Chris agreed on doing this with
Sure.
me. and and grow. There were when you have bad people, I think they never started bad at first.
Mm-hmm.
When you started knowing them, they
Mm-hmm.
weren't really bad. They were just, a couple of guys, just wanting to have to forget the bad things in their life,
For sure.
and one leads to another bad decision.
Decision.
Am I starting to come in?
Yeah, decisions.
Decisions, when one bad decision led to another, and then made for you to have this bad card,
Bad hand.
bad hand. And now that you have the bad hand, what do you do?
Do you want the honest answer?
Hey, you kid, what do you think?
All
What do
right.
you think we should do?
So, one of the first things I've learned is that you have to see that there is a power that is stronger than your circumstance. First, you have to acknowledge that. If you do not acknowledge that first, the circumstance will always have power over you.
Go
Okay.
ahead. You're
All right.
getting there.
All right. So I want to get there first. So when you have that, then you have to look beyond this world, because God is the only one that's going to be able to bring you out of that. Right. Because God is the creator, the creator of your original makeup, meaning that he created you with a purpose. And your purpose will never be fulfilled if you're in a situation where you've made tons of bad decisions in your life. But here's the beautiful part about God. God doesn't see you at your bad decision. He sees you at your greatness. And when you allow him into your life, what tends to happen is you start to become a new creation.
So, how do you allow him to get into your life? What do you do with a bad hand?
Well, it's like in anything, right? In anything in life, whatever you submit to is the umbrella that you are under. So if I have a supervisor that I submit to because he is leading or she is leading, then I'm underneath their governance, right? So when I gave my life to God and I said, God, okay, I can't do this by myself. I can't get out of this situation. Perfect example, my mom is sick at the time, and we're going through some financial hardships, and it's going to look like we're going to be homeless. And I had to decide to either rely on myself and my
So
pride.
I just want to make it clear to some of our viewers and some of our listeners, future and present. That's in the United States,
In
brothers.
yeah, in the United States.
So whatever picture you have of the United States thinking, oh, it's a first world country, it's all the best. There are circumstances
Many,
like what Chris had to go through.
many, and I still thought I had it easy. You should see some of the people that I walk and talk to on the streets that have been there for years, and every day is, if I can beg just enough, I'll get something to eat, or if I can beg just enough, I'll get something to drink. And I'll tell you this, my pride was going to lead me to sleeping in my car and figuring it out every day, right? But God had other plans. God had other plans. He had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman named Anna Marie and an amazing man named Armand that opened their arms, right? Open their home and allow this broken individual who was going through one of the toughest times of his life, trying to take care of his little brother while his mother was sick and not able to take care of anything. Lights turning off, food not in the, all the different things that happen when you're about to hit rock bottom. And for some reason, he surrounded me around people who loved God and surrounded me around people who love people. And in doing so, my heart did not turn callous. See, that's what happens when you're around people that God sends you to. Your heart doesn't turn callous and your vision becomes a lot bigger. Now, the circumstance that you're in doesn't control you anymore. Now you're starting to believe that there's something on the other side. There's a breakthrough, right? There's a breakthrough. And that is the start of it.
Right. I have to share this. Mom just shared this with us. Probably she wanted us to read this, and it's just about with what you were sharing. First Chronicles 29:17. I know, my God, that you test the heart and are pleased with integrity. Pleased with integrity. All these things I have given willingly and with honest intent. And now I have seen with joy how willingly your people who are here have given to you.
Thanks,
So
Mom.
again, surrender. That's what you do with that car that you were given. You can't really find a solution on that one with everything that even if you give everything you got.
You,
You're not
Mhm.
you're not the one in control of that car. No matter what you do, that car is gonna be bad. It's bad. No matter how you figure how it's gonna win, it's not gonna win. Your will never win.
You know what's interesting about that? Talk about cards. You can't receive if your hand is full.
Exactly. So surrender it. Surrender it,
Here are my
and
cards.
you know that's yeah, just like what Chris was saying, acceptance and surrender. Knowing that these are two of the very hardest part of every person's life journey. When do you start saying that, oh my God, there is someone else there's someone else in control of my life,
Mhm.
and believing in it and surrendering to it is I have to do that. You really have to start believing in yourself that you have to do it, because it is what it is. It will
Every day.
happen. Just like the number 7 characteristic. But it doesn't happen at the early stage. It doesn't happen in the middle stage.
Yeah.
It happens in the right time, which exactly is the 7th characteristic of professionalism: appropriateness. A big part of being professional is knowing what's appropriate in different situations. It avoids awkwardness or upset, boosts your credibility, and helps you to feel secure in your role. So when you surrender, then everything becomes better. Or when you talk to someone Just a while ago, I was messaged by someone, and he said, she said something, and I said, um, I'm waiting for, it's a conversation.
A conversation. Yeah.
We take turns. We see one another and feel one another before we listen to one another, and it's appropriateness. There's something that needs to be shared, and I think when these things are being shared, we both listen. I listen to the one sharing, and both ways, people need to listen the other people that are also sharing, and other discussing their what they feel on the subject. And it's appropriateness relates to outward appearances such as dress, personal grooming, and body language. If I feel just like what you did a while ago, so I'm listening. You're keep going. Just like what you said a while ago. Just by that manner itself, it's encouraging rather than demeaning. It was encouraging, and when we
Mm.
do that, it becomes just the same as how number seven falls into place. Appropriateness. It doesn't have to be the thing that everybody approves on, but as long as you're doing it appropriately, then it's something that we can all agree on.
For sure. Because our circumstances are all different, right?
Right. But it also covers the way you speak and write, the topics you choose to discuss, and how you behave with others. You see, it's one of those small things that sometimes are taken for most often taken for granted.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think people take it for granted?
Because you just want to you just want to do what you want to do, and you forget how to respect and be appropriate.
Do you know how funny it is that you said that? That's so funny because the third part of emotional intelligence is social awareness, how it impacts others.
Exactly.
It all connects.
Exactly.
It all connects. And you can't build relationship with others unless you understand, you have enough social awareness to know how your decision is going to impact others. But before you get there, you have to self-manage. Before you get there, you have to be self-aware enough to say, I know the circumstance that I'm in. I know the cards that I was dealt. And guess what? I'm willing to surrender these cards for something greater.
Ate Feli Riel said, yes, I heard, Sir Mike. Thank you. She says, thanks, Mr. Ward.
You're welcome out there. You're welcome.
And she started laughing.
I think anybody can relate to this. Honestly, I think anybody can relate to this, right? We started off when we're children with our parents and then they're trying to understand ourselves, right? And then it leads into, our elementary friends, our school friends, and our community. And then it leads into our workplace. But the best part about it all is you can always become a new creation. You are never too old and never too young or never too far gone to become a new creation. And that is the beauty of having something that goes beyond you, something that is greater than you, a power greater than you, because you can pull from that instead of pulling from the circumstance.
I'm go ahead. I'm doing 10 things at a time.
No, you're good. You're good. I just, if you're listening to this right now, where are you in this? Where are you in the stages of your own leadership, right? And respecting the process. If you're listening to this right now on the live video, put down in the chat where you are. If you are a person that's just starting out and trying to figure this out, just say, put a number 1 in the chat. If you've been going through this for a little while and you're trying to sustain yourself, put a number 2 in the chat. If you've been in leadership for a long time and you feel like you want to learn something new, and give back to those who are now growing into their own leadership, put it at a number 3 in the chat. Whether you're live or looking at this on replay, we're going to watch, we're going to read these. And the reason why we want to know this is because we're all in the same community. Whether you know it or not, leadership is not done alone. Leadership is done in community. So when we're more aware of where we are as a group, we can be there for each other and we can hold each other accountable. We can grow, we can sustain, we can lead, and we can create stories and messages for the next generation to come. Because what is it to learn all these things and not leave a blueprint to the next generation so they don't make the same mistakes that we made, right? We want to give them a better life, right? The Philippines is a beautiful place. One of my favorite places I've ever visited, right? And all the other countries that are on the list of watching this and people that are watching from the other countries, I want to visit there too. But when I do visit there, I want to see the stories of leadership. I want to see the stories that are going to impact society because I want to learn. I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to have breakthrough so that when I come home in my household, I will be able to walk with integrity of heart within my house.
With that, I think it's only appropriate to read the last characteristic of professionalism.
All right.
Confidence. What is confidence? I mean, you've seen it, you've heard it, but just to put things in the right perspective, it says it's a confidence is well-founded confidence reassures and motivates other people. Boosting your ability to influence and lead. It also pushes you to take on new challenges because you don't fear damaging your professional reputation if things go wrong. Ain't that true?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Professionalism makes you confident about what you're doing now, but always eager to do it better and achieve more. End of 8 characteristics of professionalism.
Listen, if you want to know how to be confident, do people really want to know the secret of confidence, Mike? Do they really want to know?
Yeah, of course.
Every day I wake up and I view what I call a statement of truth. When you know you believe in something, you truly believe in something, your confidence is in what you believe in. If you believe in nothing at all, that there's no purpose, we're just here living just to live, that's not true confidence. There's no confidence there. Confidence is built from belief, from faith in something that you believe in. If you believe in the circumstance, your confidence will never be there. But if you believe in something that's greater than your personal circumstance, the confidence will be there. And that is the secret to building your confidence. But exactly, right? Exactly. Believe in something greater than your circumstance.
I'm confident. I believe
Sure.
in something. This is just a surfer's move because I know someone is driving my bus, so I'm just taking a rest, preparing for the next challenge. Because at the end of the day, it's challenge and challenge and challenge. It's what's very funny, and probably some guys will think of something else out of this, but I don't really care.
Confidence. See?
Right, 'cause, when something falls into place and when it comes together. I started my day with the reading. What the family does. You know what the reading was?
What was it?
Mom is sharing it right now. First Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. It's falling into place. You know what started my day is going to end my day, and just like what Chris was saying, I want to share. I think someone wants to say hi. Sunshine Oliveros Datuin wants to say hi,
Hey,
brother,
Ate
and
Sunshine.
she has this to say. She shared this. I allow myself to set healthy boundaries, to say no to what does not align with my values, to yes to what does. Boundaries assist me to remain healthy, honest, and living a life that is true to me. Lee Horbachowski.
Hmm. Very,
Thank you.
very important. Very important,
And
Ate.
speaking about people that are sharing and giving their own piece, we're now moving to give thanks to all of the people that joined us tonight and who viewed us. Feli Real, Jerry Cano, the president of the Criminology Association of the Philippines, Zaldi Matito, a former a graduate of the Philippine Military Academy. Mike Apostol is watching. Bernie Siniel, Dr. Loy Reyes, Jen Juro Kabigami, Azir Ibrahim, Yan Guillo Marquez, Mario Pinero Solidad. These are people that have been watching us and was tuned in to us and all of it. Temps AF, Arnold Manalo, RPSPU Core Camp Dangwa, Ugat ng Balugdangan, Goma de Luna, Joan Bendanillo. Thank you very much, brother. Again, it has been really great, and we did the full circle. I think that's just about ends our topic on professionalism.
Yes, yes.
We're ready to bring on our guests next week.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn. I'll have my my piece of paper and pen right next to me and be
I'll get
ready
my
to learn.
notebook. I got my notebook ready.
For sure, for sure. And everyone, make sure please come back next week so that you can also chime in and ask questions if possible, and that'd be great.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks to especially to Anna Marie, Uncle Tito's,
Yes.
and Feli Real and Anna Marie. Okay, RPSBU 13, Regional Police Security Protection Group in Region 13. That's way, way, way in the Mindanao province of the
Wow.
Philippines.
Hello,
Thank you, thank you,
hello.
thank you. And with that, we'll have to give Chris his parting message and invitation and greetings of thanks, and to everyone.
Great, great. So this is Chris Ward Jr. I'm so excited that all of you were able to tune into this live, or you're watching this on replay right now. Thank you so much for just tuning in. And hopefully there was something that stood out to you. Whatever it is, make sure you write it down. You make sure you go over it as much as possible so that you embrace it and embed it on your heart. We are just super grateful to talk about professionalism, leadership, but most importantly about you, the community, because this doesn't work without you. And so every day that you show up, every week that you show up, every time you share this, every time you give us comments and you just give us your point of view, it is so helpful because we know that this is valuable to you. We don't want to share anything that is not valuable to you. So the more that you share with us how valuable it is, we can continue to be encouraged by your words. And I pray today that anyone that is going through a circumstance that they feel is too big for them to get out of, that they would feel the confidence, the love, and the power of something greater than themselves, that there is something out there that is bigger than them, than their circumstance, and they would be able to get through that storm by just embracing that bigger power. And so as we close this up, as I close up, if you would love to connect with me outside of here on all social media platforms, Chris Ward Jr., you can find me there. I answer all of my direct messages. I care for all of you. I feel the love. I appreciate you, and have an amazing night or morning wherever you are in the world listening to this.
Pray for us, brother.
Yes. Heavenly Father, we first thank you for another evening or morning, wherever we are in the world, Lord. We're just thankful and grateful for the opportunity to be able to be loved and cared for. We pray that awareness will be embraced by someone today. We pray that self-management will be created by someone today, and that someone will be acknowledged, validated, and seen. As we go through this love, Lord, we ask that, Lord, you continue just to bless people as they hear this voice right now, and that you would continue to give them all that is necessary for them to make it through. And Lord, and as they go through that, Lord, we just ask that you give them all the love that is necessary to get up, to live it, and believe it. And we give that to you in Jesus' name. Amen.
For our closing
Morning,
verse,
Daddy.
Psalm 101. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. To all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your flesh and refreshment to your bones. Proverbs 3 5 to 8. Thank you very much, Brother Chris. My brother, Chris. It's not Brother Chris.
Yeah, appreciate it, brother Mike.
Oh, wait, Tito.
I don't want to. I don't want to sound pastoral. Hey, handsome.
He said,
It's a
"Hey."
handsome son of Chris.
Remember,
All right. Thank you guys. And as a closing, I would like to invite everyone in the Campus Security and Safety Management Alliance of the Philippines on the second National Campus Security and Safety Summit, happening on June 16, 17. Please register now. Just type just type second National Campus Security and Safety Summit. The Google form is there. Just fill it up, and the directions for registration and how to follow through on the registration is there. So come one, come all, and listen to all of our speakers, invited speakers, and guest of honors for the 2 day summit. Thank you to our friends and partners in this activity and this program. Bueno, tulad po ng lahat ng kwentuhan o usapan, tayo ay may umpisa at may katapusan. Naway marami po tayong napulot na aral at magagandang halimbawa at storya na magsisilbing handang gabay sa atin sa lahat ng hamon sa buhay. Pagtama ang kalaman, tiyak ang kaligtasan at kapayapaan ng bawat mamamayan. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, kasama po, nagpapaalam at nag-aayaya na sa susunod na broadcast po natin muli mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi, dito pa rin sa Guardia News Online at sa parehong himpilan ng DWDD 1134 kHz Armed Forces Radio AM band every Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. at social media accounts Mike LaGuardia Datuin, Anghel de La Guardia News, and Christopher Ward Jr. Mike LaGuardia datuin po, kasama po si Christopher Ward Jr. nagsasabi at nagpapaalala sa ating lahat na ang seguridad at kaligtasan ay responsibilidad ng bawat mamamayan. Mapasaan ka man, lakasan ang loob at magtiwala dahil lahat tayo ay may Anghel de la Guardia. Thanks guys. Have a nice day.
Have a good one.
Evening everyone. Bye,
Bye.
Jordan.
bye.
Say hi to your fans.
Bye, Tito